Okay, so I know the deal here. We're going to shift the colors around. We're going to put Valas in red because it's easier to see. This is in Group A, everybody. And this is the final series for Valas. This is the second to last series for DauT. His final series will be against Nikov, apparently on Friday. Now, it looked bad for Valas. He was down bad at the start. He was getting crushed. And then he started to recover and get some wins. He then won 2-1 versus Nikov. And if he gets 2 wins here, he will be tied with Running in the group. Running's already finished. And as far as I'm aware, he will actually be ahead of Running with the tiebreak. So that's good news for Valas. I think the goal is 3, obviously. The goal is always 3. But I think for him to have a chance at survival, again, it depends on how Nikov does. Nikov's been really struggling in the group as well. I think he's going to need 2 wins here. That's just where I'm at right now. He's gone for the Hindustanis. And he's come forward really early to try and steal some stuff from DauT, possibly. And actually, could maybe... almost could hit this sheep there, and he's going to find DauT's mill right away. And on DauT's draft, we had Mayans. On Valas' draft, we had Aztecs. And I think that DauT wanted to go Mayans, but he was scared of the Hindustanis, so he switched it up and went for the Gurjaras, so... A bit of mind games, perhaps, with the draft. DauT maybe realized the risk of going for the Mayans if Hindustanis would be picked. So I think it's a safe pick from DauT. Gurjaras are definitely competitive in this type of matchup. I mean, look at these golds on the back for DauT. He's got lots of hills, obviously, but his map's really good if he can get walls down. Bit awkward with woodlines, though, to be honest with you, if there's ever any archers out. And then it's way worse for gold for Valas. Like, not only does he have all 3 golds in the same spot, but there's that hill there. So that is a great position to have if you have control of that hill, and it's a pretty awful position if you don't. I think what could be helpful, though, is the stones seem a little bit more convenient to town center. I can't see DauT easily collecting stone and wood at the same time. We'll see what they open with here, but I'm kind of expecting some type of a scout play. Gurjara camels are better than Hindustanis, right? So, Gurjara camels do enough bonus damage in, well, I guess Feudal and Castle, where they do 1 more damage a hit. So it's not significant, but because camels do bonus damage against other camels, and Gurjaras have bonus damage increase, they are the more, they do more damage per hit. However, Hindustani camels attack 20% faster. I think you prefer the attack speed. Basically, it's fairly close. And then after the unique tech, I'm not so sure. I think that Imperial Camel still probably wins out. But then again, Imperial Camel's more expensive, right? But I played a game, and this was before the bonus damage was changed for the Gurjaras. By the way, there was an idle villager there. Okay. But it was also an imp, so I don't think the bonus damage has changed in imp. But I went, what's it called? Front line? Front guards? What's the name of the tech? Anyways, it adds additional melee armor to the camels for the Gurjaras. I went for that tech with my camels against Imp Camel. And I won. And it felt like I wrecked them. But that game has been so long ago now that I don't really remember other circumstances in it. It's Frontier Guards. Okay. All right, cool. Neither civilization gets Halberdier. So, I mean, I guess you do get pikemen if you're Hindustanis, but I feel as though, you know, that would mean that we would likely see a lot of camels in this game. If I had to choose a civilization here, I think I would choose the Hindustanis, though. I think having the cheaper villagers, having pikemen as a possibility, having the gunpowder with +2 range, having fully upgraded hussars, just Hindustanis feel to be a little bit stronger for me. They have better skirm line as well, so... but I think Gurjaras have more of a snowball potential. Having this Ravamsha rider... being able to make camels an age earlier, all these things can add up for the Gurjaras. And seems like DauT is just going to be going for scouts. Has DauT scouted his opponent at all? Nope. Super greedy play from him. Maybe expecting it's going to be scouts from his opponent. And I think it was going to be Men-at-Arms for Valas, but he actually didn't go to gold on time, which is really bad. But normally you're going to have 3 militia right now. We could still do something versus DauT, but I don't know if this is necessarily going to be most effective. This is kind of funny. Remember, you're up against Gurjaras, right? Like, they put all that stuff inside of their mills. That's the area you want to pressure. Oh, man, if he just would have gone this way, he could have denied the barracks, but he's gone the wrong way, and now DauT should have time to see it. And DauT does see it, and DauT, I think he... Ouch. I was going to say I think he's happy with that, but he just lost his camel to the TC. And I guess the militia are just going to walk on by because Valas hasn't even made a third one. So he's just happy to force a little bit of idle time from DauT. We do see an archer range for Valas behind this. Both players in feudal age now will be scouts for DauT. And all things considered, DauT's not going to hate his life that much. But, I mean, losing your camel scout is a really big loss. And not a great start from either player. I think Valas could have had man-at-arms pressure and realistically should have. And I think DauT could have had way better scouting here. So both players warming up. Remember that this is the final series for Valas, so every game matters. But, you know, DauT, he comes in with 6 wins. So you would expect DauT to be able to get more wins, but we've seen players lose their final couple rounds and then suddenly be in the relegation combo. So the stats say he's pretty safe, especially because he's up against Valas and then Nikov, who's been struggling a bit. He got ACCM out of the way, for example. Yeah, DauT just hoping to go for full walls here. And honestly, I mean, he can do it because his opponent didn't have man-at-arm pressure. He lost the militia. The initial opening was just so weak. And then archers are slow, right? Like, archers aren't a strong build-up. What's a strong build-up is having the man-at-arms to keep the base open. We'll scout here. We'll see the spearmen. Another wolf. We've been talking a lot about wolves today. I gotta look into their scripts. I think we're just... I don't know. I don't think we have extra wolves on the script. Yeah, walls are down for DauT. DauT now looking for counter damage. All things aside, or all things said, though, DauT only has 2 scouts. He actually has 4 vills in queue. And so he wasn't able to produce the scouts all the time there. Wow, it's been a while since we've seen someone just be able to just fully wall. Like, this happened all the time a couple years back. Walls are more expensive now. It takes more time to wall. Again, I think a lot of that is just because Valas has played with a very poor opening and has allowed such a thing to happen. Anyways, walls will come up here for Valas. We've seen 0 eco losses on both sides. Both players with lots of farming eco. I've seen this before, though, and the Gurjaras tend to have more food collected at this stage. The goats inside the mill have added up, or I guess the sheep. Did he not find 2 of them? Maybe he ate 2 of them. I'm not entirely sure. But that, and he seeded his farms a little bit earlier than Valas. I'm actually curious to check here. Resources collected. Yeah, DauT has collected more food and wood. And I just pushed my chair, just rolled directly into my PC. I'm glad that everything's okay. Whoops. Yeah, so DauT has some scouts, but it's been fairly passive, and he might move out and change that here with skirmishers here in a bit. Wait, sergeants can build dungeons? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Yeah, maybe people have Sicilians on the mind because I think Valas had picked Sicilians on his draft. I think maybe he considered it for Arena. The counter pick or something. If First Crusade didn't spawn sergeants, but instead gave them the ability to construct any military building instead of just the dungeon, would that be more interesting than the slightly gimmicky option? No. I don't think so. I mean, it still just doesn't really scream out at me and get me excited. But I don't know. DauT's also continuing to eat the sheep, guys. Does he know something that we don't know? So he used the sheep inside the mill earlier, and now he's pulling them out and eating them. So this is like, I've never seen anyone do this before. Obviously, he has less passive food income over time, but does this maybe lead to a slightly faster castle age? Interesting. I wonder if there's going to be a trend where more people start to do this. And the faster castle age could make all the difference in this type of game, right? Especially when your opponent's golds are exposed. I haven't really been seeing anybody do this. So maybe something that the Gamer Legion players have had a conversation on. Tato and DauT, Viper maybe, chatting about possibilities. Like, I practiced quite a few builds with the Gurjaras, and the uptime that DauT's about to achieve is still pretty much on par with what I think you should do if you only produce 2 scouts. I guess 3 scouts. But interesting choice. All right. Viper had mentioned it? Okay, so they probably had a talk on it. I guess now you're going to need to seed more farms to have better food eco, but it's not bad. You're certainly going to bring in food faster, I think, if you eat it than if you just let it sit. So it gives you a nice little spike. Oh, man. You've had so much time to wall this up if you're Valas. He walled everything else but the front of his base where the gold is. Like, what are you... buddy. You had the whole feudal age. Unfortunately for him, he is going to defend this. Wait a second. Scouts are here. Let's see if DauT's going to be able to take a fight here. There's no fletching for Valas, but I understand the map isn't great. But, dude, you walled everything else. You took your time. And DauT will be Castle Age faster as well. And DauT just picking away at some villagers here. And he wants to end this game quickly. I'm not a fan of that. And I think it's a problem that Valas could have maybe avoided for himself here. There's been a lot of avoidable issues for him throughout Titans League so far. He seems to always need to fall back to walls and eco. And we're going to have plenty of games in this series where we see that from both, right? With their home maps being closed maps. But on Arabia-style maps or anything that's open, everyone in this group has been able to really pressure the guy. And he's going to get crossbow, and he'll get Bodkin arrow as well. DauT just going with crossbows, and then typical DauT style, dropping town centers. Put your opponent under pressure. You don't necessarily have to do damage. It'd be great if you do. And then you just boom up, and then wait to push back later in the game with a better economy. And, you know, if you're up against Gurjaras, you have to be scared that they're going to add a Shravamsha rider here. Right? Because the Shravamshas are very good against crossbowmen. And DauT's just not doing that. It's actually really interesting. And that's why Valas has gone for these camels. He's also going for siege. Like, he's going to go crazy with army. Feels like the perfect type of game for DauT. Having seen DauT play so many times. Also, this is so effective. 1 crossbowman in that area in the wood line. And here he runs over to the farms now. And just a little bit more idle time. Nice pickoff. 9-2 KD for DauT. These camels, man. They are not needed at all. DauT is chilling, man. He's living the dream. And he might even have a 20 villager lead soon. But can he turn that into more army? He will eventually need to stop this. Oh, God, Valas is like, oh, he left. No, he didn't leave. Oh, shoot, I got to come back. DauT's being so mobile with his army. I love this. He's also not stopping production. He's on 2 ranges now producing. So he just continues crossbowman production, which I think is great if your opponent's made camels. I think the risk in going for the boom is if you stop production. Look at DauT, man. He's just so confident. And he's controlling the map, too. I'm going to go over this wood line now. Going to run back in. You thought I was going to leave? Nope, I'm not leaving. Oh, hello, Scorpion. I could send my scouts in to kill you. Decides not to do it. This crossbow ends up getting killed, but not before Villager's been killed. More crossbowmen looping into the gold. Who is this player? 3 armies? And 3 TC boom behind this. DauT is playing amazing right here to open up this series. He's playing confident. He wants that second place in the group, man. This is great army control, too. Took out the Scorpion on this side. Still pressuring over here. And Valas is just still chasing. 3 TCs for DauT. The eco's flying right now. Looks like this will finally get cleared up. And then here on this side, this might end up getting cleared up as well. But 5 villagers have been killed in total by DauT. He does have a 20-so villager lead. Now he's just got to switch into a unit to control the map. This is where you get a slightly worried if you're DauT. Normally where you're starting to see additional upgrades or additional military buildings. Also, to the person who wanted to see more Scorpions from players, you're seeing the Scorpions now. Scorpions are really helpful when your opponent has lower crossbowman numbers. And Scorpions feel helpful in combination with a stable unit. Any type of melee unit's really good. Unit in front of them, Scorpions are hitting from behind. Mangonels seem to be needed when there's upwards of, let's say, 15 crossbows. And okay, here comes Valas. You won't know he's behind by that many villagers. Also has been scouting the map over here, which is always good for the late game. DauT trying to be extra sneaky. Town watch for DauT, and he's just thinking, what? I could use a little more, so what more could I need? Let's make a couple monks. Let's make some siege. And it seems perfectly timed. The army is going to loop in here, and there's going to be siege on the other side. And DauT tries to kill one more Vil. We'll get it. And Valas will maybe have to go deal with that. But Valas needs counter damage. And DauT's just like, panic TC. That's probably a good TC. It doesn't look pretty. But neither does your mom. No, I'm kidding. But it's effective, right? It does the job. You already have Bodkin Arrow. And Scorpions... Again, you can see how ineffective Scorpions are if they don't have support. And if there's a larger number of crossbows. And now Valas is distracted. He pulls his army away into the TC. Bad things happening, and DauT's building up to counter this. This was the wave that DauT needed to defend from, right? This was the worry for him. He's done a great job. Could easily see him get some conversions and some kills. And now his Scorpion's getting some nice value. Those crossbowmen are probably just going to go try and kill the monk. I doubt we'll lose the monk, but if you ask him, he never gets conversions anyways, so that's completely fine for him. He will clear this in the end. Crossbowman's still out and about, and DauT is dominating. 35 villager lead. As he'll kill all these camels. I don't think there's a way back for Valas. If there is a way back, he needs a castle on this hill. And you know DauT. DauT's going to be looking at this gold and thinking that he needs to control this because he can see those golds. But, you know, there's moments in this game I think back to, right? Like, DauT being able to free the wall because there wasn't a real solid opening here for Valas. Valas then allowing the army into his gold. He didn't have the walls up in the most important area of his map, while he was walled everywhere else. But it is truly masterpiece from DauT, though, because he's made all this look so easy. He's going to be at 100 villagers. And the value DauT's been able to get from his armies have just been insane here. He hasn't had that much in his counterattacks. He's been able to do so much with so little. Now bloodlines, now more stables from him. Could get bonked here. This is just classic, right? DauT's had a great game the entire time. It's been amazing. There's been no complaints from DauT fans. However, this is the highlight we'll remember. Oh, I thought he was actually going to try and micro against it. Okay, all right, here he goes. Running away. Mangonel's chasing. Here come a couple camels. They want to take out that Mangonel. Maybe the Ghulams could change things for Valas? Ghulams should be pretty decent against camels, honestly. Not so good against knights, but should be fine against camels. Okay, here's DauT. DauT micro. Oh, he hates me. He hates me. Again, this whole game has been incredible from him. But I just knew when I saw the crossbows and I saw the Mangonel, I was like, he's going to try and split. And just the classic DauT split where he doesn't split because he sees an opportunity to split. He does it anyways, and he just ran right into the shot. But nah, I mean, he's still in an amazing position. And Valas has been trying to stabilize so much this game. Now we see Shravamsha Riders for DauT. I mean, there might be some concern on unit composition right now because the Ghulams being out. Also, that's a little ambitious trying to get that relic. So we're seeing just Shravamsha Riders. Feels like this castle, this hill, if it gets castled by either player, could end the game, right? Like, this is such an important hill. DauT has gold beneath that. Valas has gold nearby as well. Oh, yeah. Crossbow against Mangonel and Golems is totally hopeless. Exactly, but it's still good to see DauT's micro. And Golems showing up. We'll have full Castle Age armor. It should be a decent fight for them if they take the fight. They have so little HP compared to the Shrivamshas and the Camels, though. It's an amazing unit against archer units, but it really does seem to struggle in other situations. The thing that's just crazy about the Hindustanis is that they also have camels that counter the cav, which is good against Golems. Look at the stone count for Valas. Seems to me like he does want to place a castle on that hill. Good job from him not to allow the Shrivamshas in, by the way. DauT is researching Shatras. All of his units will now cost, I think, 20% less food. And DauT might want to deny this castle. He's got a lot of units here. I think he could take this fight. Even if he ends up losing the fight, he's going to either kill a lot of army or he's going to kill a lot of villagers. Either one's fine when you've got a lead. And you know DauT, right? This is happening and he's like, how does it feel? How does it feel to happen to you? Welcome to my life. Because DauT does this all the time, man. But, you know, Valas felt the need to place a castle here because he's been so far behind in this game. And that castle had no chance. DauT wins game one with ease, man, with ease. But the positive for Valas is that the final two games are on closed maps because of both of their home maps. And, you know, I think if it was going to be Cross and, like, Kilimanjaro, I'd have massive concerns for Valas. He looks like a much better player when he's able to boom. Like, he comes from that Black Forest background. He likes his economy. DauT comes from more of an Arabia-style background. And, yeah, a good game from DauT. Again, it was all the eco he was able to have behind all the pressure. Early Castle Age, mid-Castle Age, just all DauT. 35,000 resources collected versus 24,000. And DauT gets the win with Gurjaras. Yeah, I was curious what civilization DauT would choose here. He had Teutons on his draft. He chose not to go for it. I kind of miss seeing Teutons on Arena. I said it before. The fact that Teutons are never picked on Arena at a high level right now should tell you how wild the balance is for some of these civilizations, because Teutons feel like they're made for Arena. Resistant conversions, great eco, paladins, bombard cannons, castle with crazy range, great monks. Nope. Nobody wants those freaking Teutons. We've got DauT going for the Portuguese. And we've been seeing Portuguese more because of the recent buff they received, where they receive wood when they take berries. It obviously is a bonus that has helped people prefer them because they have a Dark Age eco bonus now. But they've always had very cheap gold units and, you know, different bonuses at play. Valas has chosen Bohemians before, and I had said that Valas is a boom style player. Both players have a good map for economy, both golds towards the back. So, you know, if they wanted to just take it late, I could see them doing that. I'm just trying to think, is there a world where DauT doesn't go all in here? Because every time we're seeing Portuguese, it feels like they're going really aggressive. You know what I could actually see DauT doing? Instead of all-in organ guns, I could see him going multiple monks. Like 2 monastery monks. Because he did that with Bengalis the other day. Bohemians never go... Well, I don't want to say never, but rarely do they go for light cav. Usually just add a couple spearmen. So yeah, maybe DauT will go crazy monks here. They are cheap with Portuguese. Portuguese are a bad civ pick for Mega Random because of no berries. Well, sometimes there's no berries, right? And sometimes there's more berries. Mega Random can be very civ dependent, right? Like Mongols are a good pick because even if there's not a lot of hunt, you have good scouting. But yeah, like you could argue picking Franks and Portuguese is more risky on Mega Random if we were to do that. That's why I don't include Mega Random in like a series tournament. I wouldn't mind doing like a Mega Random event. But I think I would probably do a random map pack that is more random than Mega Random tends to provide these days. The devs don't go really crazy with Mega Random. I think they just want to avoid people having really crazy, wild experiences to the point where it ruins their day. And it ruins their experience. So it's still random, but it's not like crazy, you know. I remember old Mega Random. Whew! Old Mega Random was wild, man. And there were definitely situations where if I were to encounter in ranked, I'd be like, come on, you know, so. All right. So far, I'm thinking this is a fast uptime from DauT. But as I say that, I was largely saying that because he has 3 on wood, but he also does have the villagers on berries too. He didn't go for the mill before the lumber camp, which, with my testing, is the way to do it with Portuguese, even on Arabia. But, I mean, you're still getting the wood. I don't think it's only a really big deal, I think, if you're trying to go up really fast, which I'm not expecting DauT to try here. It's arena, so we don't have a ton to talk about. Maybe we could talk about what the map looks like. It kind of looks like there's 2 eyeballs, and this guy's got some weird hat. And then the DauT's walls are him frowning. And then he's got a weird lower goatee or chin. That's a bit of a stretch. But yeah, let's just reiterate the situation here. I think if Valas doesn't win the next 2 games, odds are pretty high that he is going to be one of the relegated players. Currently, Running is probably, most likely, Running is probably rooting for DauT. Because Running sits at 6 wins. He doesn't want to be passed by Valas. Or tied by Valas. Because Valas, if he were to win these 2 games, would tie Running and then surpass Running with the tiebreak. Now, obviously, there is still a world where that means that Valas and Running are the bottom 2, assuming Nikov picks it up. But we see Nikov versus ACCM yet, after this. And honestly, I have my money heavily on ACCM there because he's been destroying everybody. And Nikov has not looked... He has not looked like peak Nikov. And that was against... He lost to Valas 2-1, and then who else did we see Nikov lose to? Was it DauT? Who did... God, I'm so sorry, guys. There's so many sets and so many groups and so many things. I know he lost 2-1. He lost to Valas for sure. 2-1. Might have been Vinch, actually. Was it Vinch? I don't even remember. I just know he lost 2-1 2 times in a row. And it must have been... Was it Running? It was Running, actually, because Running is finished. So it would have been Running, yeah. So he... Oh, got so bad for Vinchester... for Nikov, actually. He lost to the 2 promoted players, Valas and Running, and has to play DauT, Vinchester, and ACCM. That's... Yeah. Odds are pretty great for Nikov if he doesn't pick it up, that he's going to be in trouble then. Both players going up to feudal age at the same time. It's always nice to see. Not even 1 second of TC idle time for either of them. So we're going to have the simultaneous bloop. And yeah, Valas has 2 golds in his base, but so does DauT. Both players should have 2 golds in their base. And we have Market Blacksmith from DauT. I'm wondering if he's going to send more villagers to golds. Valas actually has 4 villagers on gold, so maybe Valas will go for monks, but it's also possible that having a few extra villagers on gold is just helpful for his boom. But finally an arena game where we don't see scouts, guys. So that's not too bad. Yeah, Nikov's going to need... I think if he gets 1 win against ACCM, and it's crazy to me that I'm talking about it this way. Sorry, I'm just stretching. Ugh, my back is cracked. Wish you guys could hear that. That was satisfying. I think if Nikov gets 1 win in his next series, and then he goes into his final sets and has to win 1 of them, or something like that, it's going to be a fight and a half, but I think it's doable. I guess the goal for Nikov would be 6 then, right? He would need to somehow get 6, potentially 7. Currently sitting on 2 wins, but he's got 3 sets to go. Yeah, we'll look more at that later, I guess. DauT 4 on gold. Feels to me like double monastery. Valas 6 on gold. Funnily enough, feels to me like 1 monastery in a town center. Don't ask me why. I could be wrong on either. I I once resigned a ranked match because I had no trees in my arena base except for stragglers. Yeah, I have been, like, how many people watching have seen that before? When they played games or watched games unranked? I'm going to guess anyone who's paid attention or played this arena a couple times has experienced that. I still don't understand how that happens. I could link you, like, 10 different tournaments that have better arena map scripts than the version they use for the ladder. And I would happily supply them. Like, our version here is far from perfect, but we had one issue that we immediately patched out, like, the next day, right? So, like, and I pay people who work for me, right? And I don't know the salaries of the people that make all these maps, but that's, like, at least, like, a full part-time gig or a full-time gig. So I don't understand what they're doing with arena sometimes, man. Yeah, it does happen. But maybe it's just because there's so many ranked games, you run into issues more frequently. That could be part of it. Whereas in tournaments, you only have, what do we have, like 150 games or something? Anyways, double monastery from both of them. Okay. And double mining camp here for Valas. Ooh. Valas sees the monk from DauT. DauT doesn't see the monasteries right now. And Valas goes for early atonement. I love this play. I think it's so underrated. When you determine your opponent hasn't added more scouts, and it's DauT who loves to add a lot of monks, why not do it? Early atonement means you can convert the enemy monks. This could be perfect. These monks are going to start running in. DauT's making a run for it. DauT will see 2 monasteries, but now he's going to lose a monk. You got to delete that, DauT. You got to delete it. And he deletes it. That's at least the right play. Because if you donate that monk, you're then behind by 2 instead of just by 1. And DauT might need to rush it as well. Atonement obviously costly, but with 13 on golds, you can afford a lot with Bohemians. They have both their mining upgrades in already. They have the Sanctity upgrade as well. Also applies to the Vills. It doesn't matter if villagers have more HP or not. They just farm with more confidence because they're stronger. Obviously, it does help the monks. And does DauT not know what's happening here? Oh. Ooh, he deleted his monk at the last second and then killed the monk from Valas there. So he still lost the monk. I understand what DauT was going for there. That was sneaky. And now he does also have atonement. Also, DauT is the second town center with the third town center on the way. It's now up to the gods to decide who wins and loses. And DauT, you're going to lose that scout. You need to delete it. You need to delete that. Okay, well, now there's 2 scouts on the field for Valas. And those scouts should kill DauT's monk. And DauT's going to be under some crazy pressure here from monks from Valas. DauT has played this pretty well so far. Keep in mind that you're playing at a big deficit if you're DauT because you were later to atonement and you just don't have the monk numbers right now. So it's harder to have the better engagements in the middle, but the beneficial thing for you is that you're on 3 town centers and have a lot more economy. And honestly, I feel like here you add a barracks and you add a stable and you think about Lightcav. Yes, you need your own monks, but I think Lightcav make a lot of sense here as well. 3 monasteries for Valas. Full clown mode, man. And he wants to go with siege pressure. DauT going to stone. Now, DauT doesn't have vision on the middle, so he doesn't really know what's out there. He's still just making more monks, but I don't think you can catch up with the monk numbers unless you get really lucky with conversions. This can snowball on DauT really hard here. I'm wondering if we see a Mangonel or if we see a Ram right now from Valas. Ram would get you through the gate faster. He's going to go for a Ram. And another monastery. This is like when Bohemians had 75 wood monasteries, which was such a ridiculous time. They already have one of the best monk rushes in the game because the gold mining's so good. The fact that their monasteries were so cheap on release was crazy. And I remember I won a tournament game because of Bohemian monks. Like, I relied on YOLOing on the gold with that Civ too. It was like DauT started the conversions a little faster. This is actually really good for DauT. That could have been way worse for him. But again, it's better than you would maybe expect, as he's really trying to plan to get a castle up. Still trying to make monks. Second ram's on the way. DauT deletes that one there. That needs to be a delete if you're running. Why am I saying running? Did I say running? I think I said running a bunch of times, actually. Valas, sorry. I'm so sorry. We were talking about all these players. Confuses me when I'm so focused on the games. Run with the relic! Oh, he's getting away with the relic. Smart thinking, DauT. Took a long time to take out that gate, though. Took a long time to take out that gate. Take out the gate! Take out the gate! Finish the gate! Finish it! Finish it! You're from Finland. You should beat the finisher. Oh, my God. The castle's going to go up for DauT. That could have been the difference. I can't really cast this. I will try my best to talk about the aftermath. The castle goes up. Might not have been denied anyways. A lot of monks are switching sides at the moment. There's a lot of confusion, you know? They want so badly to know God, but they don't really know which one. And, okay. So, Valas has clicked up to Imp. This is, all things considered, super well executed from him. Because this push isn't necessarily designed to win the game right there. Players are good enough to stop that. But what the push is designed to do is win the game with the faster Imp. And if those villagers come forward and drop the castle here, he's going to have monks, he's going to have trebs, and DauT's going to lose a lot of control in this game. And the only thing I can think of that DauT could realistically make would be either his own monks or light cav. And I feel like in that moment, right? Like if DauT wouldn't have gone to stone, but if he would have gone more to food and made 6 to 8 light cav with his monks, I feel like he actually stops that push. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me, but that just seemed like an obvious move for me from here. So I guess DauT getting to Imp is only possible because he didn't spend the food and because he has a defensive castle now, all things that allow him to play this out towards the Imperial Age. Wanted to present AoE 2 to a coworker right now, but I guess I'll wait for another opportunity. Yeah, probably. Maybe link him a video. I don't know if you want to show them this game. I think the next game would be cool. Regicide Fortress would probably look really cool for a newcomer. You know, the castle being up and the walls and everything. I think people like fortifications. You might show someone an Arabia game, they might get a little stressed out. So, all right, so 23 monks is what it will be, and trebs. DauT's probably like, crap. Are you kidding me? He's an imp too. DauT does have a lot of pop space, so we could see him at a Feitoria possibly. Still gonna need an answer for trebuchets on that castle. And it could be 2 castles for Valas, too. Valas doesn't really have the eco to switch out of monks. So if there's ever a point where his castles are not protecting his monks and not protecting the siege, it could be a different situation. But this whole build is designed to always have a castle next to you. And 23 monks could get 23 conversions. Monks still have way more range than crossbowmen. Should DauT go for mangonels? No. They also don't wreck monks. They don't even one-shot a monk after Sanctity. And so the mangonels will get converted. Yeah, competent monk players would just convert that right away. We got ballistics for DauT, bracer, chemistry, all these important upgrades for him. He's probably conflicted, because if he adds a Feitoria in the back of his base, he then loses 250 stone that he needs to repair this castle. Now, Redemption was completed from Valas, but I think even if he didn't get it, it's an easy enough tech to research once you see the siege, and you'll see it from 12 tiles away, right? You see it from so far away. So this castle is going to be an interesting one for Valas. I like the masonry tech to get more HP. And now he's got 2 castles to produce trebs. So it feels like DauT's castle will inevitably go down. I like how Loom was just now being researched. He didn't need it because he got Sanctity early. That's kind of funny. DauT is ahead by 50 eco. He's starting to make bombard cannons, which could, of course, be converted. Valas with 26 monks and a dream. And that dream is to stay alive in Titans League Platinum, where he needs 2 wins. Wololo, wololo. Castle down for DauT. Uh-oh. He's going to lose Trebs, dude. He could lose Trebs. Oh, he's going to lose the bombard cannon. See ya. No, not the Trebs. No, delete them. No. Oh, God. This is Valas' point of view, by the way. He could actually use the Trebs to attack. And yeah, you just got to convert the crossbows. There's just so many monks. Oh, my God. DauT's TC is doing a lot of damage to these units, though. That's kind of helpful. And Valas only has 9 monks now. So Valas actually losing everything. But he's going to have 9 trebuchets. What is happening? And Valas says, wait. Sir, the enemy has countered us with mass crossbows. All of our monks have died. What shall we do? I know. Let's add more monks. More monasteries. Clearly, we didn't have enough monks. Yes, okay. That makes sense. Also, can you please make a mining camp here, Valas? He's not looking at home at all. DauT has 20 crossbows. It's not easy to use mass monks to be able to convert that many crossbows. So this would be where maybe he needs some siege. And, like, DauT's not quitting because he knows, like, my opponent's eco isn't that good. He did also add a Faitoria, so that gives him a trickle of resources. He still has 2 relics. But DauT can't engage the castles and the trebs. This is why, like, in this situation, what you want if you're Valas is you want your next castle right here, and then you trap everything down that's in a range behind it, right? Look at that bombard cannon hiding behind the TC, though. DauT has Arbalest on the way. A couple wagons are going to dive in. Dude, Valas, honestly, just fix your eco, man. Add a couple more farms. Like, try and fix the situation. Change the situation. Anything. Oh, man, DauT's done a great job with his own monks this game, I have to say. Like, again, earlier in this game, he didn't have the same number. He actually has to be careful of the castle fire and the trebuchets, though. But yeah, earlier in the game, I was impressed. And even here, I've been impressed with how well he's done. But it could always change so quickly. And these trebs are actually the key right now. If these trebs are firing on units, it'll do a lot more damage than anything else. And that's exactly what they're doing. This is a ridiculous game. It's just that bomber cannon's going to live a very dangerous life here. Good job from DauT, though. Hasn't lost the cannons. Using some level of patience. Still at 20 arbs. Castle fire here, 16 kills. Valas clicking different targets. Monk's getting rocked in the face. Monk's switching sides and just acting like he's not on the enemy team now. Okay, he's been converted back. This is peak Age of Empires 2. No one can dispute it. This is what people love to watch, right? This is just incredible. Wow. So excited. And DauT's doing it! DauT's actually kind of doing it! There's only 2 trebs now for Valas. And only 9 monks. Man, he gets that number of monks up quickly. Now, this is interesting. DauT got a castle here. He's going to drop a TC on that gold. Valas just spotted that, though. Ah! Okay, and he's going to drop a castle there. Meanwhile, he's trying to convert bombard cannons. He had selected them, but then DauT brought the Arbalest forward. But now Valas garrisons. And now he's out with the monks again. And now DauT runs in, and now Valas garrisons. This is incredible. Now the monks are out again, and DauT's going to stay back this time. Oh, my God. DauT will lose this castle most likely, though. And he also lost the bombard cannon there to the conversions. Well played, Valas. This game is insane. Arena is so crazy, man. But if Valas loses this game, it is possible he gets relegated. It feels like he has to win in Titans League the next 2 games. DauT's done so well. Yeah, he will lose this castle, but he's keeping Valas off of that gold. And DauT lost another Bombard Cannon, though. And now is DauT running out of steam, maybe? Running out of monks? Running out of arbs? He's adding skirms now. Skirms are less effective against the monks. Still is something, though. Dude, I just love the dedication for Valas. More than 6 farms? Nope. I'll buy the food if I need it. He's getting chemistry so he can make his own hand cannons. And I actually think that's perfect. Not hand cannons, sorry. Bombard cannons is what he's wanting to go for. Also, look at the score right now. The score difference is insane. I actually feel like Valas has a much better, more of an opportunity to win this game than that score is showing right now. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess at the end of the day, he has 2 Trebs and 8 monks. And unless he adds Bombard Cannon soon, he might lose his whole position. And certainly, if he doesn't have the castle coverage, he's dead. And DauT's still making tons of skirmishers and arbalest. Portuguese get redemption. So what DauT would want is he would want to get his own monk upgrades and redemption to convert those Bombard Cannons that are coming. But it's the surprise factor, I think. If there's suddenly 3 Bombard Cannons here, and then the 10 monks, and oh my god, 2 cannons got converted. Oh my god, that's disgusting. How did he get that? DauT's got 34 skirms, 5 arbalests. It's such a big mass. Oh man, DauT losing some units here. Loses buildings here. Valas in and out of these castles like an absolute boss. Oh my! I would be so annoyed if I was DauT. Like, I would want to resign. This is so good. It's so stubborn. Now the Bombard Cannons are here. But the thing is, DauT is a Treb. He's still got a couple cannons, and he's happy to just sit in front of his own cannons. It's okay to sacrifice a couple skirmishers here or there. That's not a big deal for him. It is a big deal for Valas to lose monks, and it is a big deal for him if he loses castles. And he's going to convert 1 cannon. But where's his monks now? He's got his own cannons. DauT's coming in with capped ram 2. A nice addition here. Portuguese do not get... Oh, big shots. Portuguese do not get siege ram. Again, DauT just happy to sacrifice units underneath the castle fire, but... Still got to be careful. Capped ram going to take Trebs out over here, though. If Valas doesn't do something about it. This castle needs to stay up. This castle absolutely has to stay up. There's such an important opening here for DauT to run forward then. He's keeping it up, guys. He's keeping it up. He's going to convert a cannon. He's going to convert a cannon. He gets it. He could shoot the Treb now. I don't know where his other Trebs went. Did they die? I can't focus. Valas is still alive. He's still alive. And DauT doesn't have gold. DauT is actually out of gold. How is DauT out of gold? Well, he hasn't been able to move forward to his gold here, I guess. You would think if the person who would be out of gold would be the person who's been making Bombard Cannons and monks. And no, we haven't seen a unique tech research here from Valas. His monks won't ever cost food. He can't afford to get that tech. God, he needs to get that Treb, though. This is crazy game. This is an unreal game. Especially with the pressure, too, right? And the score differential, too. He was down by, like, 3K score. He's put probably thousands and thousands of stone. Nice split there from DauT. He's put so much stone into repairing these castles. Still 6 on food. The same 6 on food that he's had. Nice time to get wheelbarrow, too. Very efficient 6 farmers you've got now. Oh, DauT with the splits. Honestly, though, I think Valas, like, it's actually kind of bothering me. Just kill this Treb, please. There's nothing stopping you from getting that. Just snipe that Trebuchet. So DauT can't really push back yet. He's massing his own cannons. The Feitoria and the 2 relics are bringing gold for DauT. He's making only skirms. DauT's repairing his Treb now. He's noticed that the Bombard Cannons are there. One mistake from DauT and he'll lose all of his cannons and all of his skirmishers. And oh! This is crazy. I really thought DauT had held from this. Because DauT has had an amazing game. Snipes a cannon. That's worth it. Hoofneats is on the way with 5 farms. Look at these shots. Imagine what it'll be when these cannons are upgraded. Monks pop out. They see a cannon. Oh, cannon's gone. I'm gone. Whoop. These monks are speedy, man. These are some speedy freaking monks. These old men have been taking their vitamins. Oh! Nope. How much gold is left on this map right now? None in his base. There's a couple spots in the middle. Bombard cannon was converted. Trebs are getting taken out. DauT now has 1 bombard cannon remaining on the map, and those monks are just back inside. And boom! Oh my goodness. Boom again! And DauT's like, I just need to kill these cannons. Oh, monks pop out to convert 1 more cannon. They get it, and whoop! Right back inside. Right back into the castle. And DauT's just tossing his skirms away. It's got to be frustration too, right? It's frustration, but also desperation. Because he's out of gold. And somehow his opponent's got that gold. And this monk cannon combination, it just seems too difficult to address. This castle, by the way, 80 kills. This castle here, 79 kills. 160 kills from just the castle fire. Because DauT has had that. That's why these pushes work. Massive shot. DauT has had to go in to get this siege and get the monks. And oh, man, dude. The skirms. They don't ever stand a chance. Look at him, guy. Okay, he's dead. But it's cool. He got a good little dance in. Hey, we're 2TC booming. Let's go. We're booming. Second town center. Woo. Yeah. Eco. Eco. DauT's got this castle, which has obviously protected some of his eco. We got redemption now for DauT. So at least he's now thinking, I need to get my own monks out. A problem, again, is he could lose those monks to conversions from Valas' monks. Valas only has 5 monks, though. God, this unit is such a good unit. This Hoofnita. You really have to convert it. Engaging against it's just going to be too difficult. And castle's down for DauT. The game tells him his population's fine, but it's 2 Fatorias, right? So realistically, he only has 147 pop. He's trying to tech into some stable units, which we had said maybe earlier in the game in Castle Age it could have made sense. It is possible he'll get that. He will lose the Trebuchet, though. And DauT's got 45 skirms, so Valas is still, unless he were to move forward with another castle here, still in an awkward spot. This is an amazing game. I want to say thank you to anyone who's watching this, wherever you're from. Hopefully you don't have as bad a day as DauT skirmishers are right now. And if you did have a day like that, I hope that this has helped your day improve massively. I want this game to get to the point where Valas is out of gold. Which is crazy. But, like, I feel like there's a chance that this game gets to a point where Valas is out of gold and he can't make more monks. But then DauT doesn't really have enough gold to push back. And it's just, like, it just stalemated. Oh, God. Hey, DauT converted one. DauT converted one. So now Valas knows. Now Valas is like, oh, crap. We can't let that happen. Oh! Oh, he's so... Oh, my God. He's so... Oh, my God. DauT is so unlucky here. Oh, he's going to lose his monks. Now the monks want to convert the monks and everything's confusing and okay. Oh, my God. Are we seeing... Okay, it's Vagenberg tactics. I thought we were seeing Hussite reform... Yeah, Hussite reforms, which means monks cost only food. Is that better, guys? Delete that, Valas. Delete it. Okay. Think about it. Is Hussite reforms better than adding, like, pikemen or light cav? Because it's 1,000 food, 800 gold. It's on my, in my useless unique tech video, I talk about why that's not really realistic for the Bohemians. All-in monk pushes normally just don't have food eco behind it. You always have the gold, but you're going to run out of gold eventually. So I think if you get up to like 30 farms, it might actually be more worth it to go for that upgrade than it is to mix in anything else. Also, I would be sinking, like... Yeah, I think I would be repairing this castle. Yeah, also, can you stop farming there? That's probably auto farm at work right now, but... Yeah, look. Stupid villagers just... They're so dedicated to their craft, you know? They gotta go back to the farm. Man, again, DauT hoping for these conversions, just not getting them. DauT's got 5 monks. He's got 18 light cav. Doesn't really have many upgrades. He's adding more stables now. Something Valas will see. This KD is crazy. Crazy, crazy. And that's not even counting the conversions, too. The conversions are completely different stat. Okay, a couple monks changing sides. Valas is up to 24 farms now. Again, I'm really curious on what he does with his food. Because I understand including pikemen. It's not a bad move. It's probably the safe play, is just to use the food on pikemen. He's at 80 vils now, so his eco's looking a lot better, and he's actually going to go for ranges now. And yeah, he's like, okay, DauT can't push me here. I'm going to move out this way. This is what Valas sees. Watch this, guys. DauT's going to surprise him here. Look at how many light cav are here. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, DauT backs away. He knows he's been spotted. This is a crazy game. Halberdier upgrade. Great job from Valas. Just take out the stables. DauT has so little space right now. But DauT actually, he's going to use this moment to take out this castle. Are you saying there's a chance? Are you saying there's a chance here, guys? No way. I think it's safe to say if DauT wasn't Portuguese, he's dead, by the way. He saved so much gold on all of his monks and cannons. And then also has had the Feitoria, which has brought him in resources. In fact, I want to check resources collected. And, I mean, he still hasn't had as much gold. He still had to work for the wood and the food. But the Feitoria has helped there too, obviously. I mean, those castles stood forever, man. And now they've gone down. And DauT. Sure, he's lost a cannon. Sure, there's a big ball of Hoofnitsa he still can't really engage against, but he's got some freedom. He can move out and stretch his legs a little bit, and here he comes. He's on his way to taking this castle down. And the light cav have full armor upgrades. They're engaging, and it's just a buffer. That's the thing. You just need the buffer so you can take the castle out. Just a protection. So the cannons have to run. The monks aren't out anymore. You gotta be kidding me. Is DauT gonna do this? He's lost. Oh, no. Oh, no. Valas, buy stone. Quick. Dude, you gotta buy stone. Buy it. Fast. Don't tell me Valas holds this. No way. DauT has to back away. Oh, my word. DauT actually has to back away there, guys. That was all of his light cav. He doesn't have a lot else going on for him right now. And it's 40 army for both. This is one of the greatest arena games we've seen. And, a Hoofnitsa was converted. Okay, nice work. There's some more gold. I think Valas, that's the only gold remaining on the map right there, is this gold on the left side. DauT lost 2 cannons! Oh, no! Oh, no! Holy crap, dude! Oh, but DauT's angry. He wants to convert cannons now. He wants some cannons back. He's got 1. It's skirms and it's halbs. Remember the actual food economy, the farming eco, all that stuff. It's pretty similar right now. It's 99 villages versus 87. DauT's actually behind in vills, but he has the Feitorias. So he took out 1 castle, but there's still 2 in the middle. And we're going to see more barracks from Valas. So he's just going to go halb on his own skirms. Makes sense. And then cannons. Normally, the game doesn't last this long without somebody dying to this type of thing, right? Or normally, if DauT... I've seen these situations before where it's a miraculous game and then that castle goes down. Normally the next castle falls and everything falls apart. But Valas, full credit to him. Look at his economy. He was all in for so long and fixed that economy, and that has kept him in this game. Why doesn't DauT sell wood? He probably could do so. But he is actually still producing gold units all the time, so it's not like he can't produce the units. He's making monks and he's making cannons. It's just he loses them so fast. Like, these 4 Hoofnitze here have 78 kills. It's just the value that Valas gets from his units. You know, DauT's bomber cannons have 1 kill. They're new. This gold's important. This gold is super, duper important, man. As is the castle. As are the cannons. As are the monks. As are the Fatorias. I know a lot of people don't like to play this map because of the wackiness that happens on it, and I fully understand it, but you cannot deny that arena games can produce some wacky situations, man. DauT loses monks, but he did convert 1 cannon there. And he's back on this castle. He's trying again. Can Valas defend for like the 4th time here? DauT still got monks. He converts 1. He's still got another monk. Can he convert 2? He's got a lot more army now. Valas is producing skirms and producing halbs, but he could lose his cannons. And if he doesn't have the cannons, he might lose the game. He lost another cannon. DauT skirmishers are so valuable here. Valas, he doesn't have repairs happening. So I think it's 4 more shots from that 1 bombard cannon. Just 4. 1. 2. It's going to be 3 and it's going to be 4. That castle's going to drop. No way. It's crazy, though. Valas has better economy, villager-wise, than DauT. Castle falls. And now Valas has more army. At what cost, DauT? At what cost did you take out that castle? Valas just needs to make more skirms than DauT, I guess. How many ranges does DauT have? 6. I think that's a little bit more than Valas, but Valas is like, I don't need my freaking castles. I'm good. And DauT skirmishers are starting to fall. DauT tries to convert a cannon. There's more skirmishers from Valas. Also, the way the Hussite wagon works, having that in the front is actually benefiting the rest of the units there. You can't make it up. 6 ranges for both players. They both have 25 skirms. They both have 3 cannons. How did we arrive here, people? What is this game? And it's such an important game for both players, but particularly Valas if he wants to stay alive in Titans League. That's what adds to the thrill here. All the gold is gone now, by the way. It says there's still 2 on gold for Valas, but I think those are villagers that were running away from the gold to go do something else. There's no mineable gold remaining. So it's easier for DauT in many ways to be able to make more cannons and monks. Because he's Portuguese, but also because he has Fatorias. Valas has, and I'm sure you guys have noticed it, but Valas has been using skirms to snipe monks every time DauT pops out with them. But yeah, skirm is the go-to unit here. And I think that DauT, if he had the space, could get away with adding stables and adding in light cav again. But, you know, there's always the potential your opponent adds halb too, so that's what makes it really complicated. We might actually see Bohemian light cav. Portuguese haven't teched into... we haven't seen DauT tech into halb yet. Bohemian light cav is pretty bad, which is why a lot of people don't make it. He's just going to add more ranges, but I mean... You do want a melee unit that can get in closer, I guess. He has up to 6 Hoofnitze now. There's only 3 bombard cannons for DauT. This population is still so close, but again, you have to continually subtract 40 from DauT's actual population because the Fatorias take up pop space. And that would be his actual population. So it tells you that you just look at these bars here. Valas has more, but DauT needs to accomplish more with less right now, and then maybe his opponent will be dry of gold. Yeah, DauT does have a lot of units in queue. It's been a consistent thing, all of his ranges. He added more ranges too, so he's up to like 9 ranges now. I checked before it was 6, and now it's 8 ranges for Valas. Valas's Hoofnitze just wrecked the skirm so freaking hard, though. Also, just notice that Valas didn't have the final armor upgrade in his skirms until this moment. which is pretty crazy. It doesn't play the biggest role if you're not up against archer units, because that upgrade is more about just stopping. Ooh, lost to Hoofnita. Could actually lose more if DauT clicks properly. There you go. Another one. Gets another one. So they trade 1 for 1. Oh, big trade. Guys, I'm kind of losing. I'm unsure on what even to say about this game right now. It is just back and forth all the time, it feels like. And again, we find ourselves in a spot where DauT is pushing out of the wall foundations. These haven't been walls for a very long time. But I think that's a wake-up call for Valas to get more skirms. And he's falling back with more siege workshops. The bright side for him here is, like, the only thing that's valuable on the front for him was the barracks. He doesn't actually need the barracks right now. Just needs skirms and cannons. So his production should still be able to stabilize. For DauT, I mean, I kind of still like to see him get rams. Instead of just cannons, just like 2 to 3 rams to slowly push these buildings, I think would be really valuable. We are 1 hour and 20 minutes into this one, and no sign that it's actually going to stop. Like, this could continue for the next 3 hours, because the situation will remain the same. One person has 3 relics, other person has 2 relics with Vatorias. And I don't foresee the techs and like the units changing much, both because Bohemians have crappy stable units, it's normally not worth it, and because the Portuguese kind of doing the best of what they can do right now. I guess what could change is DauT can add more Lycaf, and then DauT will have more space to build. I don't know if I've ever seen a game that has... Oh my god! Oh my goodness, I feel bad for the skirmishers. Sorry if there's anyone watching with children at home, this is painful. But, hey, I don't know if I've ever seen a game that could end in the blink of an eye, and it hasn't so many times. Does that make sense? Like, this has had the potential to swing for Valas to win and DauT to win so many times, and both players have just held on so nicely. Look at that. Skirmishers just running into the meat grinder to kill monks right now. That's all they're there for. And now Valas is 63 army. DauT is 30. So, just like that, it swung right back. Holy crap. Valas' cannons. Again, 4 cannons. I'm sure he's lost some that have had lots of stats associated with it. 105 kills for 4 units. And another, just massive shots everywhere you look. DauT's monks continually be clicked towards cannons, and then Valas snipes them with the trash. Not for this one, though. This one will be killed. That's another dead monk. DauT doesn't actually have any monks on the field. Valas is 40 skirms. DauT is 36. DauT with 2 cannons. Valas has 5. Working his way up to 7 right now. Valas has not found the need for monks at all. Also, does he have vision on the Fatorias? He does not. He has to imagine they're in the back. I think if he makes it through here and even, like, hits the monastery, he's already won the game. There's so many buildings that are around this. And that's the problem for DauT, is, like, where are you setting your gather points? Are your units fighting in the way you want them to, right when they pop out of the buildings? He's probably grouping them here, and the cannons are hitting there. And then again, if he's not losing units, he's losing the buildings. Will this be a wood game? I don't think so. I actually think that Valas might have finally done it. And I hadn't looked at the score at the bottom right in a long time, guys. But look at that. Isn't that something else? 26,000 score versus 17,000. Valas was behind by 3K score earlier. If you had any question, why is Valas in Platinum League? Because he has been in the, lower end of Group A. This is why. This is the stuff that he can do, man. And with this win, they'll both be exhausted, I'm sure. And then they'd move on to the Game 3. And Game 3 is like a must-win for him as well. So, I mean, the stakes, everything here is still so exciting. And boom! Oh, okay. Well, there were bigger shots in this game. Boom! There we go. The skirmishers get slaughtered. More skirmishers die. And surely DauT has just pulled his hands off of his mouse to call the GG. I think Valas has finally made it happen. What in the world was that game? DauT made 751 skirmishers. Oh, man. I wish Capture H had a breakdown on how many of each individual unit. So I wish it was like 751 skirms, 28 bombard cannons, 46 monks. You know, I wish it had the full breakdown. DauT lost a lot of units this game. He lost a lot of units this game. What a ridiculous match. And what a treat it was. And again, so important for Valas to get the win here. The final game will be coming up here in a second, but that was a special one, man. That was a special one. And I think you think all the way back to Castle Age. If you are now crossing, you know, trying to think about what DauT could have done differently, and it's not something in the Imperial Age, I think that instead of building up for the castle and trying to win the Imp race, I think he just needed to go light cav, right? Now, there's going to be people out there that say, well, you know, he's got a lot of skirms, man. He should be making some light cav instead. He probably still made 200 light cav. And if you don't have the skirms out there, you don't have a unit that can like hit the monks from range. You don't have a unit that can hit the cannons from range. Actually, I don't know, man. Skirms didn't look so good against cannons. I think at the very least, like just making only light cav is a concern against the Bohemians when they have the halberdiers to do that much damage. But wow. Let's look at check out these stats for a second. Hold on. We want gold gathering. Okay, gold gathering last minute is what that stat is. Okay. Wait, let's do gold collected. Okay, not as crazy as I thought it would be, actually. Food collected. Look at that, too. Like, that was so far ahead in food. You could have these things over top of each other, of course, and try and pick out the difference between them. But it was a great game. I think that's one you just got to tip your hat to Valas and say, well done, because Valas was fighting with lesser population for a very long time here, both economically and then also with military. It was impressive. Like, you got military pop and eco pop. And there's a whole lot of blue, right? This being the economy population, and then this being the military population. Valas had to surpass DauT in eco. He had to eventually surpass DauT in military, and that took maybe a whole hour of fighting to get to. Valas collected 27,000 gold. DauT collected 22,000, but DauT collected 35,000 more resources. Crazy game. Arena produces some wild situations. Love to see it. All right. Valas had 5 pikes to defend his cannons early. DauT could have wiped them all with his light cav. Well, I do remember an instance where DauT went in with 30 light cav, and there was only 5 halbs, and he only killed 1 Hoofnitsa. Because there was the castle fire. Remember, the castles had 100 to 200 kills. So, I can agree that maybe more light cav could have been needed, but you have 1 shot. And with that 1 shot, if it doesn't win you the game, Valas is just going to have halbs out and at least be ready for it. He ended the game with 12 barracks, right? So, yeah, I think, and this will probably be the last thing I say about this, just thinking about all that crazy, all that craziness we just saw. I think we have to credit Valas for that second town center. A lot of people don't try and catch up in eco. And had Valas not done that, he definitely would have lost the game. Valas going from 6 farms up to 50 was a lot of work for him. And remember, he lost. I'm going to even go back to the game. Hardy, we're going to keep this in. He lost his front position. You never win those games if you lose your front position against Vaetorias. And he just grinded it out. So yeah, all of this, honestly, was so beautiful. It just didn't allow DauT to advance very far. So yeah, a beautiful game that I probably will shut up about it because we have another one now. But good luck to them having energy for the final game. All right, here we are. Change up the colors, of course. Valas is back in red. And to repeat myself, I'm going to say it again. If Valas doesn't win this game, he finds himself behind running and behind DauT. And he will also be behind ACCM. I'm thinking of other people in the group now. I know there's Nikov. Nikov's a question mark. Will Nikov be able to pick it up? He plays ACCM next. But basically, if Valas wins the next game, okay? If he wins the next game, he goes above running, per my understanding of the rules. Obviously, I created the rules, but he will be tied with running and wins. And then the tiebreak will be sets 1. And then also head-to-head as well, which is the third tiebreak if sets 1 is tied. So going up 1 spot could mean that Valas stays alive with win or losing this game. If he wins this game, he might end up in 4th when it's all said and done. Behind ACCM, behind DauT, and then let's say behind like Nikov or something. But yeah, I don't have the table in front of me, which is why I'm questioning it. And what I'm going to say now is even more important than everything I just said. Chinese are like the end-all, be-all of Regicide Fortress. There's Chinese and there's Bengalis. Those are the civs that have been dominating. It's DauT's home map, and he's got one of the best civilizations of all time. As DauT brings in his boar here with his scout, and he will heal that scout in his castle soon. Valas is going to try something that I have seen before. I've seen it work. It is all about good execution and timing. And we could have a pretty crazy game because of it. We have a 2 TC boom in Feudal Age on Regicide Fortress here from Valas. With the humans. Dang. Okay. Anyone else hyped right now? I'm hyped. I hope that if you're not hyped, that you're at least interested and willing to get hyped. You know, I don't need you jumping out of your chair like I do. The previous game, I'm currently standing while casting this. I was actually jumping at points up and down. Just like so happy and excited for how the game was flowing. But yeah, you don't need to be quite like that. I know you guys are trying to relax. So it's all good. Madv says, as a Finn, I'm legally required to be hyped for Valas. Oh, okay. Interesting laws. Interesting laws you have there. So actually, the Cuman scout is so fast that if DauT would have his king out there, he actually could lose it. So he's actually probably not scouting the map as much as you would normally do. If you're experienced with watching Regicide Fortress, players are normally doing what Valas is doing, and they're still scouting the map to get lots of vision. But it's kind of smart from DauT not to do that, because you don't want to lose your king to a scout. We have seen kings go down in Regicide Fortress in Titans League Season 2. However, we haven't... Well, we did see a king earlier today actually get killed off, which was a bit of a funny one. But we had an instance, 2 instances actually, in Gold League. So there's a player named Gabby, the only female player in Gold. And she was playing a game against Rapard is his name. And it's likely she would have lost the game, but it was a crazy post-in battle. She was Turk, she's making cav archers, and then Rapard was making hussars. And Rapard was kind of just raiding the economy, but then saw a tower had a flag on it, and he killed her king to win the game. It was pretty epic, because Gabby had like 50 cav archers that couldn't be killed, and ended up losing because of that. And then the next round for Gabby, I don't know what's up with her in Regicide Fortress games, but her opponent, Mihai, he was scouting with his king, and he kind of scouted like this. Boop. First minute of the game, and he just lost his king to her castle. And Mihai ended up losing that game. So we haven't seen many crazy king snipes like, OMG, this guy's going to lose the game. He needs to kill the king. Rah! Then he kills the king. You don't see that because players know when they're really far ahead. And they would be able to sense that there's trouble, usually. But we'll cross our fingers. Maybe we'll see that in this game. DauT's scout gets hit here by Valas' scout. And DauT's going to try and get the hill, probably. Valas' scout is slightly faster here. So there should be another hit. And DauT's probably just going to run right back towards his castle. And we'll see if Valas is going to fall for it. And yeah, he doesn't fall for it. Okay. Isn't the king faster than pretty much everything, though? Even a Cuman scout? I remember it used to be back in the day, but it's not faster than a Feudal Age scout. Even just a normal Feudal Age scout. And honestly, it's been in the back of my mind. I was like, did they change something? Because I remember it used to be the fastest unit. I'm going to be silent for 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 seconds. Let me just fix my desk real quick. Okay, that's better. I've been standing for the last couple hours and starting to get a little tired, so we're going to sit her down. All right, so let's talk about the timing of this strat, right? So the important thing about this strategy is all the imp timing. And I actually think that this strategy can work much better on this version of Regicide Fortress than other versions you have maybe seen. Because we balanced it to always have the castle towards the front for the players. And with that, the golds and the crucial resources tend to be more safe towards the back. But the castle being on the front, as DauT healed his scout, guys, he healed the scout in the castle, and now he would win that fight. That's something that Valas didn't do. Valas will get away. But anyways, you know, with the castle being on the front, that's a target for trebuchets. And so when you go for the 2 TC feudal boom, as Valas has done here, you seed a lot of farms to be able to get Castle Age. But then you click up to Castle Age, and that TC isn't producing any vills. And then you've got like 30 farms. It's not 30. It's normally 20 or 25 farms working for just one town center. So by the time you make it to Castle, you have so much food, and players like to use that for a fast imp. Now, Dave and I have talked a lot about the kip check, and Dave just hates it. It bothers him, right? It's cool. I don't like certain units. It's fine. But here's the thing about the kip check. There's no frame delay, and a couple of them can get a lot of value. And if you can get like 5 to 10 kip checks, take position, drop a castle here or here, you can then fast imp, treb DauT's castle down, apply a lot of pressure. And the kip check is also very cheap. So that's what I'm thinking here for Valas. I think his second TC was designed to eventually have the stone for the castle we're talking of. And just keep an eye on his build. I'd be shocked if he adds the 3rd town center. More and more, even the 2nd mining camp on gold. All of this implies to me that this is 2 TC, kip check control, fast imp. Because DauT's trying to catch up on the economy with the 3 TCs. DauT doesn't have any army. Okay, so I hope that made sense. I get really excited about things like this. Now we watch to see if I'm correct. But I like to be able to explain that ahead of time if possible. So DauT will probably surpass Valas and villagers. But DauT has not taken any map control, has not taken any relics. He's had to commit his everything to get back on an even villager count with Valas here. Now, I think, you know, the way to defend from it is you make Chukunu in the middle of the map to hold against the kip checks, so that at least when the castle ends up going up for Valas, it's not in a good position. So have enough Chukunu where when the vills start coming out, they have to make the castle here. Because the whole idea is you want the trebs forward and protected underneath your castle. Or B, you just like kind of brace yourself for it and drop 2 castles and try and defend. I personally prefer A, because if the things flow properly, the Cumin player will still be imped way faster than you, so. But honestly, Valas hasn't even made kip checks yet. Oh, wow, there's a villager here for DauT. What? Okay, Deadville. Oh, Valas dodging the TC as well. Did you see that? This guy's on point right now, guys. Hey, maybe he doesn't want to make the kip checks until after he's clicked up to imp. I could see that. Using the market. He's going to click. Now watch Valas' score, bottom right. Okay, well, it didn't actually dip. Unless I looked at it after it dipped. But anyways, sometimes there's a score dip, and then DauT might know. But you see what DauT's doing? Now he's got the Chukunu, and this is where it gets tricky. This castle is designed to go forward. I really think that delaying your imp by an extra minute or 2, but having the kip checks on the map would have been superior. You need that castle to be forward right now if you're Valas, and DauT knows it. This is no secret. Oh, man, no bloodlines either. You got to get bloodlines at least, bro. Where are you going? Scouting, I guess? Look at DauT. Is he looking for that? No way. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. No fletching even? Fletching and bloodlines are a must here. DauT just sitting over here. If Valas makes the castle in range of anything DauT can see... Oh, wow, he's scared, right? He's really scared. But I think in order for this to work, you really wanted it here. It's not like... I mean, you can treb into DauT's base. But I feel like trebuchets sitting underneath your castles still aren't fully protected yet. But, I mean, if you could make more kip checks and get some upgrades and commit... He had no loom, man! He had no loom! Oh, my God. The positive for DauT here, obviously, is that the castle is not in a good offensive position. The negative for DauT is that the castle's still going to be forward. Okay. DauT's going to come this way. Valas, you got to maybe chop... God, this castle spot is so bad. I guess you could make a third one forward now. Like, these villagers have no real direction on their life right now. Valas is going to leave the wood line. He's in Imp. DauT's way ahead in Vills. You need the treb push to do something here, guys. A great job from DauT. He even got Bodkin. Like, just really not wanting to give up control of the middle here. Still has no clue about this. Just camping here to protect a relic. Valas, you shouldn't care about relics. And DauT went for Town Watch. And he will now see that there's a castle there. Valas maybe considering Onager. He's going to loop this way. Finds that DauT was on that gold. Oh, man. He doesn't even know where the castle is? Dude, I got so excited for this strategy. You trebbing down a tower? Dude, DauT's got 8 more of those. Don't treb down a tower. This is your timing. Especially once you've got a couple mangonels and DauT's still in castle. I think you got to know where that castle is. You've got to look. The treb is your best scout for that, right? The treb... No, don't go over here. Go into the middle of his base. Go for the kill. Go here. He's going to loop that way where he sees valuable resources. And DauT seems to sense what is up here, and he's going to just loop over that way. Remember, DauT will be an imp soon. Valas not seeing this castle, it frustrates me to my core. Every single generation. I've also said it in so many of my casts, so if he ever listened to me cast, which he probably doesn't care, but every single generation will always have the castle towards the front. Onager's an interesting upgrade, though. It's not bad against Chukunu, right? It's only Chukunu for DauT. And if he just knew the castle was there, he'd be trebbing it down right now. Oh. There's DauT. Doesn't have imp upgrades yet. Oh! My God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, DauT. What are you doing, bro? He didn't see it. He loses almost all of his Chukunu in that ball. Oh my goodness. Well, strategically, I think everything has been sound for DauT. Execution has been there for Valas, and now Onager's in. And DauT does have stables on the left, so he can have Lycav. But he is still going to be castle dropped over here. That's going to be a dead monk as well. And at least now it's somewhat in DauT's face, and at least now he's ready to treb something. He should see that castle and start trebbing that. The downside, obviously, is... where's this treb going? The downside, obviously, is that DauT can make trebs of his own. And DauT could maybe repair that and buy some time. So that was a big shot. It's just the trebs beneath the castle that's always key. And the problem for Valas is going to be he doesn't have the eco to switch into anything other than Kipchek and Onager. So realistically, like, DauT's got a great shot here. As long as Valas continues to push underneath castles with his trebs, though, DauT could be in a real pickle. But DauT's still able to take stone here. DauT's going to castle and take gold here. DauT's fine. Unless he loses his Chukunu again. Does Valas know about that castle yet? He doesn't. If he knew, the next castle should be here. You just run in, next castle's here, and you can end this game. But he's also going to be torn because there's villagers here. As long as it's pressure, continuous pressure on DauT all the time, not giving DauT time to get upgrades and recover. Because that's an issue for DauT now. has had to invest into Chukunu upgrades after losing so many. And for DauT, he doesn't actually have many light cav upgrades. But here come the light cav. The light cav are designed to take the onagers. Valas, a little distracted possibly, but watch how the Kipchaks do. Against light cav with no armor, they'll be just fine. Nice shot from DauT, though. He saw that some units were going through the walls. He's trying to run over here with his Trebs to take out that castle. He will lose his TC here, though, and could lose villagers. Valas has to now react. You can see that the rally point's a bit of an issue for him right now. He's split up, but DauT's eco is getting destroyed. Feels worth it. Feels worth it. Despite all my frustration, I'm still really excited to see what happens, though, when Valas is cut off. And he's got 3 castles, but they're on separate sides of the map. It could be easy for him to lose unit control in all areas as he tries to group up things together. Like, now he's got to, like, group up here from his base, and then he's got to group up here on his own. So I guess he just makes his own buildings. Okay. And he's still making onagers from the middle, of course. Still not seeding many farms to transition into anything else, of course. And DauT, he has fewer villagers, but he's going to start to pick apart at these castles. I think you can't let this one go down if you're Valas. Also, love the little onager cut earlier from Valas. That was really smart. Oh, wow, he's just going to let it go down. Dang. Okay, so he's going to try and group up and just focus here now. He only has 1 castle to produce Kipchaks out of. And DauT has 3 castles to produce Chukunu. Again, that's 5 onagers right there, and that could take care of everything that DauT has, including the light cav if the attack round is good enough. And DauT's light cav approach, he had the economy before, but I don't know if the economy is really there for him to execute on that now. And Valas just making a new castle here. He sees the cat. Oh! He hit the tree. Heart attack mode. Oh my god, we have to remove the straggler trees. He almost lost the game right there. He could have killed his whole army. Oh my goodness. Ay. Well, anyways, light cav going in for the onagers, and that's why the onagers are killing the Chukunu again. There's more onagers on the way. DauT's Chukunu still microing, but a big shot again from Valas. His tournament life on the line. And DauT just does not have the numbers. The timing of the Kipchaks, they offer just enough in combination with the Treb play. And Valas continues this push. And DauT continues to split into units. Like, I love DauT to death for it. But that's like the 6th or 7th time he's splitting to his death. Not away from his death. Obviously, micro easier said than done. There's so many players in our scene make it look easy. And oh no, DauT's Trebs. Oh, and if he loses his Trebs, guys, he'll lose his castle most likely. There's also a Treb here. This is kind of funny. I don't know what's going to happen here. There's a villager going to repair that. But it seems like the tower will kill the Chukunu from DauT, and DauT will lose that castle too. DauT has also run with his king now. And the Kipchaks continue to flow from Valas. The onagers and Trebs continue to come out, and Valas is going to get the 2-1 result he needed to give himself a shot at staying up. Just maximum drama at the conclusion of the group. And just like in game 2, if you saw that, he's now like, okay, I need more food eco so I can think about other things. Maybe a few upgrades here or there. Elite Kipchak could be something he's thinking of. He's still going to take out this castle from DauT and probably kill those villagers, and he knows it. And I think DauT's out of steam here. He doesn't have the relic lead. He doesn't have the Vil lead. He won't have any Chukunu. He'll be left with light cav. He won't have access to majority of his gold, right? Because his other gold's there. His other gold's here. Dang. This was such a crazy set, man. What a great recovery from Valas. He looked so bad. And I don't mean bad in like a negative, like, oh my god, this guy's a noob way. But he just didn't look good based on what we, thought he could do in the first 2 weeks. And Valas, in his final 2 rounds, he's now finished. He beat Nikov 2-1. He then beat DauT 2-1. And that might have actually relegated Running, who, just put this on paper, had beaten Vinchester to start off Titans League 2-1. And yeah, we're going to have to look at the results here and just see. Hopefully Lakewopedia updates. But that was a crazy series. Well executed there from Valas. He played really good in the closed maps. Hindsight, obviously, for DauT, but like, based on how game 1 went and then game 2 and game 3, I bet you DauT regrets picking Arena as a home map. I bet you he wishes he went for Kilimanjaro or anything open, because Valas on closed maps is so good with his strategy and his timings and his economy. And, you know, there was hesitancy from him. I think that him going all the way over here made his life more difficult. He could have had this castle here, been denying and taking that gold, and would have taken out DauT's original castle and the heart of his eco much earlier. But he still got the job done, didn't he? And that's why I got pumped about humans. I really hope, it's moments like these that I hope you guys are excited as I am about certain strats, because that is what you want to do with humans. That is that strategy. Remember, to just beat one of the best civilizations in Regicide Fortress in the Chinese. So I like to see that too. I like to see surprising strategies. And I wonder what this means for other people in the group. Okay, we're going to look at that. Hardy, please include this so people can hear about it. Let me see. Liquipedia. Of course, well, I just got a notification saying it was updated. Oh, God. Guys. This kind of means... All right, so let's review, all right? So coming up, we are going to have a series between Nikov, who's bottom of Group A, and ACCM, who's top of Group A. ACCM needs... ACCM's fine, but Nikov needs to get some wins to stay alive, okay? This is super spicy. Valas is now finished with 6, but he's above Running. Regardless of what happens now, because Running and Valas are both finished, he's above Running on the tiebreak. But Vinchester, in his final rounds, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Holy crap. Vinchester needs 2 wins in his final round. Otherwise, he's relegated. And his final round is also against Nikov. And let me explain why. Because... Wait. Actually, hold on. No, that's not true. If Vinch gets 1 win against Nikov when that happens, he loses the tiebreak to Valas. And he also loses the tiebreak to Running, guys. Vinch needs to get to 7. I think. Yeah. Vinch has to get to 7 wins. The first tiebreak is sets 1, and the second tiebreak is head-to-head. If Vinchester is tied with Running at all, Running wins the tiebreak because Running beat him, right? And the head-to-head tiebreak only would matter with Valas in the event that Vinchester had 3 series wins. Because the tiebreak rule order, and I need to double-check this, the tiebreak order is... sets 1, and then head-to-head. And of course, we don't know where Nikov goes, right? Like, obviously, if Nikov skyrockets way up, then everyone else shifts down, because Nikov has 3 rounds, or we'll have 2 after today. So, yeah, that's crazy to me. Great job from Valas. I wonder if our stat sheet is updated. Let me look at our Statafrax group to look at the odds. It might be updating currently. This is what it looked like before this series, by the way. But that might take me a couple minutes to update it. So I think we'll just close out the cast there and prep for the next series. But still, wait. Groups. Wait for it. It's loading. It is still loading. A lot depends on Nikov, which I think is just the main thing. And Nikov hasn't won a series yet, and he's going up against the leading player in Group A. Okay, is this updated? DauT has 1 more series. Yes. Nikov has 3 more. Yes. Vinchester has 1 more. Yes. Okay. So as it stands, what the crap? Vinchester has a 45% chance to get 3rd and a 45% chance to get 6th. And that all comes down to if he wins 2 games or not. What? Yeah, that pretty much comes down to him winning 2 games or not, right? Like, Nikov and Vinch absolutely need to win. Running is likely to be relegated. Valas probably just saved himself with that win against DauT, and then DauT is 2nd or 3rd pretty much regardless. Dang. Talk about drama, man. Talk about drama. 3rd and 6th? We're talking going to the playoffs or being relegated. There's normally not that type of a jump with 1 series. Dang. All right. Anyways, thanks for being excited about that.